Welcome back to Leffafriikki Cinema. Today, in this episode, as you see, we are not in the home theater, but we're still at my home. And today, what I'm going to do is introduce you to my living room. Why I'm taking this camera out of the home theater and why I go to the living room is something that I want to introduce you because it's a big part of my life. It's still music, home theater, all that related. And I want to introduce you what kind of set do I have at the moment in my living room. I listen to general music quite much in my living room. I also watch a lot of TV. And also sometimes I also watch some movies here as well. So I have to have some kind of system. And I used to have a pretty good system before. I actually had myself made DIY speakers before. They were huge. They weren't the most beautiful speakers, but I think they were very good speakers. These are actually the speakers that I created probably 20 years ago with my father. The design is from called Hi-Fi magazine here in Finland. It's the model number, I think it's Hi-Fi 85B or something like that, or 85.3 or something like that. It's three-way speaker and it sounds pretty good actually. I really enjoy how these sound. There's a big subwoofer, there's a reflex, so it's ported subwoofer, and there's a ton of power in it. Very powerful bass in these speakers. So these are something that I had before in the living room, but now I needed more aesthetic, even though this looks pretty good, but they are big. But then I won 2 speakers from a Facebook competition 3-4 years ago maybe, and they were pretty good. I liked it how they sounded. They were small, but they sounded really good, and those were something that inspired me to actually listen more music here in my living room, and also to invest something better, I would say. I had an old AV receiver here from like 10 years ago, but then I realized that once I update my speakers, I need to have something better as well. Making some changes in the home theater, I first got the Matrix. Really expensive, really high level streamer. Basically, it was a really streamer. It was more like well, it was a streamer, but yeah, it was way out of my league, I think. So I didn't want to keep that money in my living room without actually getting really what I should get, with the money that I need here in my living room. So what I decided to do, I decided to invest for the better speakers, and I had 1 speakers in mind and one only, and those were Genelec ones. I have been, Genelec speakers in general has been my favorite speakers for a long time. I know they may not be the best speakers in the world or best speakers for some occasions. I have heard one of my best home theaters ever that has been made with the Genelec speakers, and on the other hand, I'm being in movie theater which has been built with the Genelec, and I haven't liked that much. So as with any other speakers and any other system, you can do it good things, you can do bad things. Somewhere sometimes speakers fit in the room better, sometimes they're not that good in that atmosphere, and obviously acoustics and everything has a lot to do with it. But something that I really loved with Genelec, first of all, I think they are the most beautiful speakers I could ever imagine in my living room. They are big, they are really capable, they are really having a huge sound, and I don't have, I don't want to do too much acoustic stuff in my living room for many reasons. First of all, it's a very difficult room because other side is totally open, and other side, there's walls and stuff. And also, living room is not 400% for the music. So I needed some speakers that really can, make the difference in any difficult room. And with the Genelec room correction, I found the best solution I can ever imagine in my living room. And with the Genelec room correction system, I can basically set those speakers up so good that they are simply great. So that was the two reasons why I wanted to go with the Genelec. First thing, aesthetics. They look great in my opinion. They look great in my room. And second one, I can really tune them up in the great sound. And what is the best thing also with it, I tested. I had a Genelec subwoofer here as well. It was huge. It wasn't that aesthetic here, obviously, but I didn't need it because these Genelec speakers are big enough in my room to produce bass that is huge. I don't need any subwoofer. I don't miss any subwoofer in my living room, and that's why these Genelec ones are the perfect solution for my living room. But let's see what we have actually here in my living room, because Genelec ones aren't the only one that I have here. Obviously, I have some other electronics here too. So let's go and see what we have here. So here's my living room. There's quite a bit of light right now, but here you can see our nice big fireplace. Here you can see those Genelec A351, the ones. They are second biggest, the ones. I didn't want the bigger ones. I didn't want the smaller ones. I think these were exactly the right size that I wanted. Here is my player, my streamer, Wiim Ultra. I cannot find anything better with the money. That's like 400, 350 euros, and it's the perfect machine used with my Genelec active speakers. It works great. It gives me everything I need. It works with the ARC, with my TV, so everything when I'm watching the TV is coming through this Wiim Ultra, and I wouldn't need anything other than that. Then I have Philips television, 65-inch TV, which is big enough for my living room. Don't need anything bigger. And here is the other Genelec, and as you see here, it looks awesome here. It really does. I do have a PlayStation. My daughters play that here and there. And then last piece of equipment that I have here is my other Apple TV. As you see here, you really don't see any cables anywhere. So all the cables are hidden. That's one big thing in the living room. And if we take a look at here, you can actually see here how all the cabling work. Here's my internet Wi-Fi router, and everything is there behind the table. And by the way, table itself is also DIY. So I have made that table for size. So it's made for this room with the specific measurements. And here you can also see the brick wall, which is also decorational wall and also made by myself. I made the cover of the fireplace as well. So also here in my rest of the room pretty much is DIY. Here you can see our coffee table in the living room, and that's something that I made when I was like 15 years old. I was ninth grader when I created this table, and it's been coming with me since that, and I enjoy that piece of furniture here in my living room as well. So here's my living room, and now let's turn something on. Let's start with Apple TV. So Apple TV works here, and everything works great. Now, as you see in my Philips TV, I have that background lighting, which you can set up for consistent light, or it can be used with the music, or whatever comes in the room. You can also customize that ambient light for that purposes. But here you can see my Apple TV. It's Apple TV 4K, same as I have in downstairs. And obviously here I can watch all the Netflix stuff, or I can watch all the movies if I want to. I used to watch a little bit documentary type of stuff here, not movies so much, because if I want to watch the movie, I definitely want to watch the movie downstairs. So here's something that I watched it here yesterday, Carmen's Family Mystery Death. I don't know if that's the correct name in English, but that's how it says in my Netflix. So here you can see, if I turn the lights on, this looks awesome. I really love my living room. Fireplace there, bringing the atmosphere. I use consistent light, which is kind of orange kind, and that really fires up the brick wall perfectly. I think the atmosphere here, as listening music or watching some late night movies, it's awesome. This is something that at least my mind really enjoys here. So here I can watch TV, and everything that I'm watching from TV, music, whatever, everything goes through Wiim Ultra, and then they go into Genelec speakers. Something that I also want to show you here, I can actually have nice little lights here. So little starlight ceiling here. And that's also something I built it myself when I moved here. So starlight ceiling here with my home theater. My living room setup. You see little candles here on the wall, and that's something that my mind really, really enjoys. So let's move on and let's see. I told you I can watch TV here. Here is my remote for the TV. I don't have any universal remote here. I don't really need anything. Here's my Apple TV remote, as well as Wiim Ultra remote, which is actually really, really good. I really like this remote here. And with Wiim Ultra, you can do a lot of nice things, like you can customize the bottoms here, and then you can add any music you wanted. Like right now, it's playing My Soul or something like that in my Wiim Ultra. You can see it right here. It has a nice little screen bottom here. You can turn the music on and whatever you like. And here you can see and hear little music coming out of the Wiim. So that is my setup here in my living room. What thoughts you have? What do you think about my setup here in the living room? Is it something you would prefer to change it or do it the other way? What are your go-to speakers in the living room? What kind of speakers do you like? This is my setup. I hope you liked the video. Please follow, subscribe. I'm only few followers away from 500. I'm really looking forward to get that 500 before this year ends. And next I will head it into my home theater and start watching movie of the day. So this is my living room. Hopefully you liked it. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.